Okay, here we go with video 2, talking the difference between Caprices and Impalas. The first major difference that a lot of people don't catch but sticks out to me is a Caprice has this trim right here. It sits very low to the door, okay? And it's also just a little bit thinner. When you come over to the Impala, see how much further the distance is from right here all the way up to the trim. The trim's also wider. It's got this, I'm trying to get in here, this little ridge in here, whereas the Caprice does not. It just kind of like overhangs. So that's one of the main things, is the difference between the side trim on a Caprice and an Impala. Basically all you're going to have to do is buy the Impala trim, move it up, fill those holes in, bada bing, bada boom. Any body man worth his salt should be able to do that in no amount of time. The difference here, rear tail lights are all solid because it's all one brake light, and right below the brake light, and you see in that bumper end, is the rear backup light. Where we come over here right to the Impala, it has the backup light inside the brake light, so it's not there in that bumper piece, it's right there. You have to, when you do this, it's not that hard to do. You can still use, basically you have to kind of change everything over, to be real honest with you. You just can't change out lenses. You just can't. You have to have the whole Impala rear tail housing and the Impala tail lights, because the wiring is a little different. And so basically you can just go pull one out of any Impala. It doesn't matter if it's a 2-door, 4-door. It should all be the same, and just run it, because all that wiring is from the tail light to basically your back seat where it plugs in. So you can pull one out of a 4-door post, which are a dime a dozen. So anyway, that's your differences right there with the tail lights and stuff. I'm going to get a measurement for the side trim. A lot of guys are asking, well, how high is the Impala trim? So we'll get that. On the front ends and stuff, really the only thing that you're going to see difference is, well, I've already changed this one over, but 98% of your Impalas are going to have the solid corner right here. It's going to be solid. Now, we've changed this over to match the Caprices, which I've never seen a Caprice. Oh, I take that back. There's one. Somebody had a Caprice that had solid corners on it. I don't know if that was a factory order or what, but I've never ever seen another bone stock Impala or Caprice without corner lights. A Caprice was just an upgrade model, which meant that it had different trim. It was supposed to be a little bit more classy. Don't know if necessarily it was, but these cars are called a sports sedan. It's the family sports car. That way you can get all the kids and everybody could go out and still look cool. So four-door post, I have nothing against them. It's just that I try to stick with the original the TV show car. And also a 4-door post. A post has a steel post right in here. The door frame, the window goes up into a track and all that. So it has a different roof line. It has different door panels. It just has. Basically it's a different car. You can rob some parts off, but not as much as you'd think. So anyway, those are your big differences. Also, when it comes to the Caprice, we'll come over here and take a shot of the door panel. Door panels have the wood trim. As you can see, it's just really different. And then it also has the wood trim on the dash. When we come over to the Impala, we'll come right back over here. The Impala is going to have a different door panel, as you can see. It doesn't have the wood trim in it. It's got the little buttons. And then up on the dash, it has what I call a brushed aluminum trim. So obviously, and then it's going to have a Caprice horn cap, which I don't have one of those in the car or anything right now because I've changed mine over to an Impala, and I've got some of my trim changed out a little bit. So anyway, there's some the significances to the difference between a Caprice and an Impala. Easy changes really to take a Caprice over to an Impala. I think it's going to be cheaper in the long run, just from the corner lights, buying the new wiring harness and installing it. It's a pain in the ass, trust me. Unless you love doing that kind of work and battling stuff, right now the weather here today is like 90-some degrees. The humidity's so goddamn high that, you know, I'm just sweating doing this video. So that's how come this car, I know you probably won't be able to tell in the video, but the white car is actually pretty dirty. I just haven't changed it or washed it because I'm just too damn hot. But usually on videos you can't tell if they're too dirty or not. So anyway, that's it. Hopefully we'll get some other videos coming out here real soon with the air conditioning done and the exhaust done so everybody can see the difference, okay? So there you go, the difference between a Caprice and an Impala.